Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite, and it is drunk playing Cupid Parasite. I'm just kidding. But I do have a glass of not really wine. It's beer. It's my raspberry beer, but it's the cherry version. But anyway, so we're not really drunk playing, but we're gonna drink and play because I do this a lot. When we do it on like weekends where I'm like, I can stay up late, I'm like, why don't we just have a glass of wine or something while we play? And we never do. But I was like, I opened the bottle on Sunday, and it's Thursday night now, and so it's a little flat, not gonna lie, but it still tastes delicious, and I'm gonna drink it. I'd say it cost me $12. It did not cost me $12. I'm pretty sure my mom got it for me for Christmas last year, or the year before that, or the year before that, or who the hell knows when. Because I don't drink a lot, so. So grab a drink. A sort of flat beer that still tastes good. Look, lambics are the best. They taste like candy and not like socks. I'm sorry, but I'm not a beer fan. But I do. Well, I like ciders, but that's not really beer. And I like lambics. But again, that's because they're, like, made differently. But, like, they're just... Anyway. Grab a wine, grab a beer, grab a water, whatever. And let's have some fun with these train wrecks. Anyway. And now then, when it comes to building a good date plan... Miss Tanner busted out detailed illustrations and even video clips to explain her concepts to the men. But their overall attitudes didn't really seem any different from last time. Gil was paying close attention, and Owen was diligently taking notes. But although the others were technically listening... What? So I can't take them to a hotel or my place on the first date? But what if it's their idea? And then it's okay, right? Of course it's okay if you both consent, but a long-lasting love is rarely born from nights like that. I don't necessarily think he cares. Miss Tanner, what about taking her to an excavation site? How's that for a first date? I mean, it's strange, but I would go. No. Too dusty, too sunny, no opportunity for romance at all. We could get dusty together. And sweaty. And then go take a shower. I'm just saying. I mean, Miss Tanner don't know what she's talking about. Again, right, Miss Tanner is Mars with a bow in his hair, glasses on, and lipstick. I mean, it's Mars trying to be in disguise, and we're all fooled by it, despite the fact that he has a glorious beard. Didn't Mars have a beard? Wow, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he did, but still. Anyway. Your chance at love would literally bite the dust. What's the point of going on dates anyway? Ryuki had a genuinely confused look on his face. I guess him actually asking questions is an improvement from last time. Oh, you must have plenty of experience with dating, no? What even is a date? Wait, is he seriously that far behind? It seemed that Miss Tanner was as surprised as I was at Ryuki's lack of awareness. Oh my! You've never been on a date before? Well, I've gone with a woman to make a delivery for work before. And that's strictly a work relationship. A date is where men and women go out to have fun. You know, fun. I love his face. Fun. Does not compute. That's like every time my mom says clean, dust, or vacuum. I don't know what those words... It's like you're trying to speak to me, but I can't understand you. I feel like Marlin in Finding Nemo when he's talking to the turtles. Like, you're cute and all, but I can't understand you. Oh, yeah, I've done that. Wait, seriously? What's the benefit of doing something like that? You get to have fun. Although, I haven't been on a date in years. I think it's funny. Ryuki's like, yes, I've done that. Raoul's like, you have? You don't know what going out and having fun is like? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with all of you? I don't know why we're asking that. A lot is wrong with all of you.
I can't say I've ever really done that either. I always just have them come to my store.
Well, your version of dates is just the after date parties. It's fine. Like if the, I mean, like she said, two consenting adults. That's fine. Actually, the same might be true for me. My agent keeps telling me that dating is a bad idea. Good grief! No wonder none of you are motivated in your romantic studies. All right then. What you need to do is put my theories into action. So let's have you all go on a date with her. Miss Tanner pointed right at me. Date week begins. Okay. Huh?
What?
Is that the chapter? I thought is that the chapter we're in, or is that the next one? No, we're in date week begins. Yeah, so we have to date them. I wonder though, because I see our choice. Obviously, we're in Shelby's route, so our choice here is Shelby. I wonder if we go on dates with all of them, or we only go on a date with our chosen love interest. Anyway. What? You want them to go on a date with me? I do. How are they supposed to practice dating if they don't have someone to practice with? But I'm their advisor, so... Actually, that might not be such a bad idea. Thinking about it, going on a date with a trained professional before normal women might be just the thing. If any of them went on a date with one of our other members right now, it would destroy my reputation for sure. So, would you mind going on a date with me? Sure, if that's what you want, I'd love to help you practice. I can't inflict them on our other members and risk having them all abandon us. No, fuck you. I did this before. Oh my god. I fucking hate my aces. I really do. It popped up before and was like, updates. Postpone, remind me later. It reminded me later, and I said restart to do it when I wasn't recording, and now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you have updates. What the fuck part of update, 3 hours ago did you not get? Fucking computer. Anyway. Oh, in that case. Oh, that's not his voice. Whatever.
Oh, in that case. And this might actually be worth my time.
This is great. I can really pick your brain about mythology. Hopefully, because I said in an hour, remind me again, it doesn't shut down my whole computer in an hour. But remember, this is just practice. If any of you step out of line, you'll get some very strict coaching right to the face. And Owen, this is extremely important, so please do whatever you can to get Monsieur Essay to show up in person. Understood. How about you, Ryuki? Will you give it a shot?
Sure. I still want to become a world-class designer after all.
He's still insisting on that. I guess he just has a bit more growing up to do. Unfortunately, he still seemed to view marriage as nothing more than a pit stop on his way to becoming a great designer. Well, now that it's decided, try and plan out your own date. And naturally, I'll be here to advise. Oh, but let's keep it a secret from now until the big day. That'll allow for more honest feedback. That being said, let's have our lovely advisor go out into the hallway for a bit. I need to talk to the boys, 1-on-5. Huh? Wait, but... No buts. After all, surprises are the spice of life. They keep love fresh. She might be right about that, but still... As their advisor, I wasn't convinced that I should leave her all alone in there with them. Still, it's definitely better for them to come up with plans without their potential date standing right there. Alright, well, if you're sure about this, just let me handle things from here. Miss Tanner spent time with each of them to help them plan a proper date. And thus began the date training phase of Parasite 5. Of the Parasite 5, sorry. Oh god. Oh, we're Ryuki right now because it's green. It says Glamour Parasite. After leaving work and getting home, I flopped down on my bed. A date, huh? What does this have to do with being a designer? None of this makes any sense to me. But Sis and Grandma both say I have to know love if I want to become the best designer I can. Still, I don't understand how women think, or what the point of marriage is. I just want to focus on my designs. How can my sister create such amazing designs anyway? Do I really have no choice but to get married? It seems like he's just so upset about the idea. It's cute. Oh my god, I love this. After work, look at this diner. I love it. I went to Cutie's diner to wait for Claris. She actually used to work there part-time. After my meeting that day, Claris had texted me and asked if I wanted to grab dinner, since we hadn't eaten out in a while. Hold on. Drink time. Luckily, the Parasite 5 all had their own plans, so I was free. I told Claris we could meet up and headed to Cutie's diner early. I knew Cutie's diner was a popular place to work for upcoming actresses and models, but wow, there are so many beautiful people. As I was thinking that Ryuki might be able to meet someone acceptable here, I heard light footsteps behind me. Hey there, how's it going? Claris, it's great to see you. I haven't seen my roommate in so long, I couldn't help but smile. It's been like a few days. Well, how's that room sharing thing working with the Parasite 5? Okay, I guess. Well, pretty good because Gil is there. He's already cooking up a storm and cleaning with no hesitation. Once a square, always a square. She grinned a bit while sitting down next to me. Claris quickly placed an order. I look at my gorgeous roomie as I try to dig a little deeper. Claris, did you ever want to live with Gil again? Huh? No, not really. What, you want to get the trio back together? No, not the three of us. It's just, Gil's such a good man, so I thought you might like it if he was there for you. No way! I'd rather just have girls only. It's so much easier when there's no man around. Whoops. Sorry, Gil. I tried to get a bit more info, but Claris pretty much hinted that she isn't interested in Gil at all. In the end, it's best for Gil to move on and find someone new. While thinking that, our food started arriving. Oh, when you finally realize it's you he's in love with, it's so funny. Thank you for waiting. Here's your huge duck burger and your bacon avocado cheeseburger. Nice. I'm starving. Dig in. I love the burgers here. Agreed. Let's eat. We both chow down on our burgers. Since it's girls only, we can eat how we like. Speaking of which, the handbook says that you're supposed to avoid burger joints when considering a date. Some women dislike opening their mouths too wide when eating. Plus, it could get messy with all the sauces. No, look, burgers are delicious. Also, like, I would rather go to a burger joint or like a cute diner like this than like,
Let's go to a fancy place where the food looks better than both of us, darling. $72 for this tiny little bite-sized piece of steak.
It's like a crumb. What the fuck?
Oh, it also comes with a cracker.
No, thanks. I suppose it's up to me to teach the Parasite 5 something as basic as that. I know that look. Back at your desk. How did you know? You only get that serious look when work's on the brain. How's the Parasite 5? There's another episode next week, yeah? Yeah, we're prepping for that now. I'm going to be taking turns doing practice dates with them. What? Are you serious? Unfortunately. Plus, they're supposed to come up with a date plan. I'll just be meeting up with them. Even though you live in the same house. They said it's more like a real date. The lecturer will be advising them, so I don't think it'll be too outrageous. So, kind of like a week of dates then. Still, even if it's purely work for you, you're going on 5 dates. One in, Claris? Practice makes perfect, and they need the practice. If Claris helped out, maybe she and Gil might get together. At least that was my hope when I asked, but... Thanks, but no thanks, girl. I might have said yes if it were anyone but the Parasite 5. Honestly, I feel like I'd be like, I'll help. I want to go on a date with all of them because I want to see what this train wreck is like. I'm just curious. Sip time. No surprise there. As expected, the Parasite 5's image in our company is less than stellar. Well, it's their own fault, really. They did what they wanted without thinking. But they are willing to listen and learn, even though they refuse to get an attitude adjustment. Aside from the 4 that are actually thinking about marrying, I hope that Raoul will learn what love is. Love, huh? While munching on my burger, I look up at Claris. Hey, Claris, have you been dating recently? Huh? No, I haven't. Why? I was just thinking about how I haven't experienced my first love yet. Wait, no way! You haven't experienced your first love? Yeah, there wasn't any time. I was too busy hitting the books. Before that, I was in Celestia, but of course I can't say that. I just wasn't into it. Uh-huh. So that's why you were learning all that romantic psych in college? Yep. Oh, well, then this is perfect. What a chance. Why not try falling in love with one of the Parasite 5? I can't. That's super unprofessional. Besides, I want to help as many people as possible experience love. And I heard that if a god falls in love with a human, I'd be turned into a human too. I don't know if that's a fact or fiction, but still, I have my professionalism to consider. I decided to shelve Claris's idea. Well, maybe that's what happened to the Cupid before you. As the real Cupid, my main goal is to have people fall in love. That's my raison d'etre. Raison d'etre? Is that how you say? I know it's my reason for being, or reason for something, but d'etre, raison d'etre. I can't. Well, now it's like I know how to say it, but now I don't. It's like fuck, I forget. Well, anyway, you know what I'm saying. That word, I know how to say. It's like you know how to say it until it's written in front of you, and then you're like, fuck, no, I can't remember. Because it's not like you say it very often. Sorry, there's a drink there. I have to just keep drinking it. It's weird because it's beer, so of course it's like, oh, it leaves a coating in your mouth, and you're like, oh, I need a drink to like wash that down, and then it just makes it worse. Anyway, I've got to take care of the boys until they find their fair ladies. That's pretty admirable of you. Maybe I'll blog about it. A blog? Yeah, they're making an official Parasite House blog. It's a great marketing opportunity. Oh, really? Just like with that hashtag campaign, our company really loves social media. Social media is the hot thing. Anyone is on there. I'll hit you up for some comments later, so be sure to help me out. Of course. We continued chatting aimlessly. Finally, we left around 10:30 at night. $55-mile-an-hour speed. Whizzing through town. See, here it's a little further out. This is like the edge of town, but like... I'm heading this way. Oh, right. You're living on First Ave right now. Yep, it's the president's home away from home. He only uses it for parties, so it's always vacant. He already has multiple properties at such a young age. Plus, he's a devoted husband. Our president is like a real deal superhero. If only the Parasite 5 could be more like him. Seriously? If he really is a devoted husband. Did you say something, Claris? Nah, it's nothing. Anywho, you've got those practice dates for next Monday, right? Which one are you most worried about? Let's see. The one I'm most worried about... Oh, is this where our choice comes? I picture all 5 of their faces. Oh. Yeah, okay, we pick... I guess it's because I like how we say, I'm most worried about Shelby, but it's not Shelby because you don't know it's him. Anyway, okay. Well, I think Mosher Esse. I don't even know if he'll be making an appearance. Legit. Oh, right. He's using a proxy still, yeah? It's the president's secretary, Owen Harriet? The very same. Maybe Mosher Esse is actually the president. I had the same thought initially, but when I confronted him, the president just denied it and insisted on his devotion. Of course. Well, I guess it's up to Owen then. You really care a lot about the Parasite 5, huh? Well, I am their managing advisor. Plus, this is my big chance to get a promotion. It always comes back to work, doesn't it? I like that about you. Even in the end, you still believe in them. I guess that means that if they're the Parasite 5, you're the Cupid Parasite. Roll credits. We're done here. Huh? Cupid Parasite? Well, back in college, you were always pairing people up, just like Cupid. Uh-oh. Plus, you never think about yourself. You're always worrying about others' relationship status. That's the Cupid Parasite for sure. It's a high time you got some love for yourself. Claris gives me the biggest smile I've ever seen. It's like an arrow to the heart. Well, it's getting late, so let's head home. I'll catch you at the office. Good luck on your date week. Or on your date next week, sorry. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Claris. Take care. I saw Claris off as she walks back home. The Cupid Parasite, huh? It's true that I'm always trying to matchmake, but that's not because I'm some sort of parasite. It's because I'm really Cupid. Matchmaking is in my nature. I can't fight that part of me. And of course, I care about everyone's relationships over mine. I need humans to marry and stay married. There's no time for my own love life. I hate to brush Claris off, but I have my priorities. Date week is starting tomorrow. I have my worries, but as I thought about it on the way home, I have a bit of hope. I wonder if we actually go on dates with all of them. I figured maybe we chose the one person in our route and we go with them. I swear, that Cupid Parasite is all work all the time. She never even tries to date, no matter how much I tell her she should. Like, I love how she's got Parasite 5, like, on her fucking, like, dresser over there. And that's exactly why Gil turned into the lovelorn Parasite. I hope you're up for a fight, Gil. I like how Claris is like, he's totally in love with you. Claris probably knows when we're like, so, like, did you ever want to, like, hang out with Gil again? Case 2, question mark, question mark, question mark. And she's probably like, yeah, no, you know he's in love with, and she's thinking to herself, he's in love with you, dumbass, but she just doesn't say anything.
There are birdies on the TV, don't shriek at them.
Wednesday, 8 a.m. Today's my practice date with Monsieur Essay. He said he'd be waiting for me by the subway entrance on 8th Avenue. So I wonder, because this is case 2, and it's question mark, because you don't know who he is, right? And that's the chapter title. I wonder if this chapter's different. Like that, I mean, it makes sense that it would be. So, like, if you chose Gil, this chapter would be all about Gil and your date with Gil. Cool, I like that. Anyway, hey, stop shrieking. I don't appreciate it. I don't like that noise. No, you stop. You stop and you be good. You get feisty and nasty at night. I don't know why you're being bratty. If you want to go to bed, you can go to bed. If you want to come over here, you can come over here. You want to play, you can play. You do lots of things. You don't just sit there and shriek. You don't just sit there and whine shriek. We don't like it. Yeah. Well, I know. You want attention? You can come over here. You can come over here. Why don't you come over here? I know. Look at you. You're so cute. You are. You're so precious. You're the cutest bird ever. But I don't like it when you just shriek at me. Yeah? You going to behave? Probably not. I'm going to turn my back on you and you're going to start shrieking again. Come here. I got drinks. You want some? You going to come here? Come on, buddy. No? You don't want any? All right, fine. I'm going to have some. None for the bird. Usually he'd be like sticking to me and like trying to get to my glass, but anyway. Today's my date with practice date. I think we already read this. He'd be waiting for me by the subway. Okay. Like this looks more like, again, this is like major in the city. This could be like the highway in the city, but still 55 just seems really fast for like the city. I don't know. I asked Owen to do everything he could to get Monsieur Essay himself to come, and yet, hello there. Not that I mind dating you, Owen, but, hello. Once again, it's Mr. Representative instead. Did I not make it clear that it was important for Monsieur Essay to show up in person? Hey, why are you taking pictures?
Since he couldn't come himself, I have to write up a full report on our date.
I don't mind rescheduling if it means he can actually show up.
I'm terribly sorry. He made it clear that it would be impossible.
I had to admit that Owen was taking his job quite seriously. He'd already sent those pictures he took off to his client. So I guess this is going to be a virtual date. Bird! Stop it!
I just received a response. His position is that he's looking forward to your date today.
Fine, whatever. So did he actually come up with a plan for our date then? Bird! Stop it! Stop. You are doing nothing but shrieking over there. I don't appreciate it. You stop, you behave. Come here. If you're going to be like that, then you come sit with me. Don't you bite me. That was not nice. No, you get down. Get. You are not. You are being very bad. Do you need to go and have cage time? You do not shriek at me like that and then bite. You are nasty. You are just being very bad boy. You are being very, very bad. I don't care how cute. I'm laughing at him because he's being cute. But he's a nasty little bastard. You can sit over there and play nice and not shriek. I do not appreciate the nasty shrieking that you're doing in the background. And then you do not bite when I come over to talk to you. You're an asshole. You are mean. You're bad bird. We do not like you right now. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I love him so fucking much. And I hate him, but he needs to learn to behave. You're mean. He is mean, though. You're a jerk. Bad bird. He's a bad bird. He's a good birdie most of the time. Don't tell him. Shh. He's gonna hear me, but he's being a freaking asshole right now. Like, he's just over there. Like, stop. Stop being a dick. Like, if you are tired and you want to go in your cage, go in your fucking cage. Because I'm going to put you in your cage in a minute and cover you up and you're going to bed. And then you're not going to like it because I'm going to be awake. But you're being a jerk right now. Like, what the fuck? It's the big bird, not the little bird's being good. The little bird is being good and you're the one being a dick. It's like, first. Not a first. He's sometimes a dick, but he's just being an asshole tonight. Ugh. Anyway.
No, actually, I took care of that myself. But I imagined what I might do if I were in his shoes, so there's nothing to worry about.
In his shoes? Wait, a pool? Owen had escorted me to the rooftop pool of a nearby hotel. The comfy sofas and poolside umbrellas are definitely popular with women, but he just guided me straight to the pool itself.
Indeed. This is where he comes to exercise, so I thought it'd be a good place to learn more about him.
Is she, like, not gonna get clued in that Shelby likes to exercise and he swims? He said this earlier. Like, and... Girl, all the pieces are here for you. I see.
It starts to get crowded after 10 o'clock, so he likes to come before then. Hence our 8 o'clock meeting time.
I was wondering why our date was so early. I guess that explains it. So... He comes here to swim every day.
Well, not every day. Some days, like today for example, he just can't make time, but he does try his best.
Then, would it be possible to arrange a meeting with him on a day where he can come to the pool?
I'm very sorry, but due to his secretive nature, he's unable to meet with people on a whim.
She's gonna show up at this fucking pool tomorrow and be like, ha-ha! Well, what's more important, protecting his secrets or getting married?
I'll relay your question to him later.
Well, your essay might be a little odd, but Owen is just way too uptight. I could tell this conversation was going nowhere, but we get to date Owen. We're technically dating Owen. He has no personality because he's just a proxy, but I still love him anyway. I have to admire his dedication to keeping his client's secret, though. Okay, so what are we going to do now? I was able to rent a swimsuit at the front desk, so I could technically go swimming, but that felt kind of plain for a date. Also, renting a swimsuit. No. Just, that's like renting underwear. Gross. No. I was thinking maybe we would have some drinks by the pool, or maybe a quick game of volleyball. I just stood there waiting to hear exactly what he had planned. But Owen had a genuinely confused look on his face. I'm somehow not surprised.
Well, aren't you going to go swimming? We did come to the pool after all.
Does Monsieur Essay generally bring girls to the pool just so he can go off swimming by himself? What about a little poolside chat?
I'm sorry, but he only comes to the pool to exercise, not to slack off with women. And now then, if you don't mind.
Huh? Before I could reply, Owen hit send on an email, changed into a swimsuit, and jumped into the pool. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna need to see Owen in a swimsuit, thank you. We didn't get him shirtless before, but I'm gonna need this now. He swam to the other side, then began making his way back toward me. I tried to get his attention as he got closer, but he just turned right back around for another lap. I thought maybe Owen was in over his head, but it turns out he might just be another weirdo. I love him too. But that's nothing compared to Monsieur Essay, forcing him to represent him like this. What should I do? I realized that just standing around wasn't going to get Owen out of that pool. So instead I decided I may as well go in for a swim myself. I already paid for the swimsuit, so it'd be a waste not to put it to use. I want a CG of us swimming with Owen. Like, I really do. It's so cold! I should probably enter slowly so my body can get used to it. I stood by the edge of the pool and cautiously dipped one toe in. Looking around, I saw that people in the area clearly took their morning exercise very seriously. Now that I think about it, I'm not even sure if I can actually swim a full 25 meters. I'd only ever been to a pool a few times before, mainly when my friends back in college would invite me along. And even then, I never actually went in, I just took a few pictures to put on social media. One time, Claris mentioned how much she was into Olympic swimmers, so we spent the entire night watching a competition. That kind of thing doesn't actually exist in Celestia, so I had no idea if I'd be able to swim like a normal human. I noticed someone in one of the lanes moving through the water with perfect form, just like a professional you'd see on TV. Wow, whoever that is, they're really good. Is it Shelby? Compared to him, the others looked like they were just splashing at random. He moved as if he had fins and a tail. That'd be so funny, like, no, he couldn't come today, and Shelby's actually there, and he's like, oh, hey, and you're like, why when something happens, it is always you too? When he reached one end of the pool, he gave it a graceful tap before turning and making his way back. If Claris had been there, she probably would have started freaking out. Even as a complete novice, I was enthralled. Instead of sitting by the edge of the pool, it felt like I was sitting at home in my living room, watching a race on TV. He reached the other side in a matter of seconds. Apparently finished, he pulled himself out of the rippling water. It felt like the kind of thing you'd see in a pro swimmer's highlight reel. I could feel myself getting carried away. It's going to be Shelby. You know it is. It is. Like, it has to be. And it's not like, oh, that guy's really good. It's the fact that it just kept going on and on about the swimmer, and I'm getting pulled in, and it's like, of course it's your date. Wait, what? Is that the president? Oh, jeez. I mean, like, now, he's wearing a Speedo this time. Hi, you're welcome. Not that you can see it much, but it's still. This is the second time we've seen this man shirtless in a CG in this game. Thanks, game. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yep. I recognized him the instant he took off his cap and goggles. I was so surprised I fell straight into the pool. Oh, honey, oh. The freezing water swallowed me up, but the fleeting drowning sensation was the furthest thing from my mind. I just couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Snail cutting through the water like a true Olympian. What's he doing here? I glanced at him, hoping he wouldn't notice me. He ran a hand through his hair and wiped his face dry. Everyone else sitting around the pool couldn't stop themselves from staring at such a handsome image, like us included. He didn't seem to notice the attention, though. He looked at his watch and seemed satisfied. I guess he'd been timing himself. I love her sitting there. Could Monsieur Essay actually be Mr. Snail? No. He'd already denied it more than once, and I'd combed through old magazines to find all the times he'd mentioned his wife. So it's not him, right? I mean, it can't be. But if not, this is a pretty big coincidence, isn't it? I'll have to bring it up with Owen one more time. Monsieur Essay comes here all the time, and now I see Mr. Snail. Owen is the president's secretary. Anyone would be suspicious. Again, also the fact that he said everyone thinks I'm a devoted husband, but I'm not actually married. That's the biggest clue, but okay. But the president has said over and over again he's a devoted husband, and I'd rather not keep bringing it up. Maybe he has an identical twin? And that's the one who's secretly trying to find a wife. That's what I was thinking to myself. But I just couldn't stop my suspicions from growing. I lowered my head partway into the water and watched him head back to the changing room. I mean, seriously? She really is hiding. But the thing is like, does he know? Did Owen tell him, like, oh, I'm going to take her to the pool, and like, oh, he can't come, like, blah, 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 because, I mean, all right. 30 minutes later. So, what did you think? I think it's just disappointing that they didn't put your sprite in a swimsuit, or we didn't get a CG of you in a swimsuit, because, like, I'm just saying, Shelby. Wait, Shelby. This is Owen. Wow, I got distracted for a second because I was thinking, yeah. I mean, it's just, you're supposed to, like, but come on. Bro. Anyway. Owen had swum at least a kilometer by this point, and he looked exhausted. He seemed ready to collapse right there by the pool. He changed back into his normal clothes. His pant legs were rolled up, probably to avoid getting them wet. Still in my swimsuit, I couldn't help feeling a little embarrassed. Are you okay? Sorry. I guess I got a little carried away there in the pool. Even after getting out and changing, I'm still out of breath. Were you trying to swim as much as Monsieur Essay or something? Yes. As his representative, I thought I'd try recreating his usual routine, but it took me over twice as long. I really don't see the point in trying to literally take the guy's place. Now then, for lunch we'll be having this. Owen pulled a jelly drink out of his bag. Okay. If that doesn't clue you in that it's girl. A jelly drink? On a date? You can probably guess, but this is what Monsieur Essay always has for lunch. Once again, this reminds me of a certain someone. Like, the pieces. So many. So then, if you're ready for lunch, just a second. I need to take a picture. Owen put the drink down and snapped a photo, then handed it to me. You'd think... Okay, look, I know he's got to do it through a representative, and that's the weird part about Shelby and Owen, right? But, like, I know he doesn't have time for romance and stuff like that, so I might be like, I don't have time, so I'm not like, it's not like I've gone on a ton of dates or whatever, but you'd think if a man is running a successful company that pairs people together, he might have, I don't know, done a little research on his own company and just read a few of the informational pamphlets, something, and have some kind of motherfucking clue on what to do on a date. Even if he's like, I have the perfect date planned, and then he's in it and he's like, this is awkward and I don't know how to act because he's not experienced. That's fine. But you'd think you would have the idea of the perfect date because all you have to do, every resource is at your disposal for planning the perfect date. You work at a company that's job is literally kind of doing this shit. So, fuck. You couldn't even pay your assistant to research for you. Shelby, bro, dude, what are you doing? Wow. Okay. I expect failure from the rest of them, but you should just have been able to manage it. As awkward as it might have been, you know? Owen put the drink down and snapped a photo, then handed it to me. Thank you for your patience. Go ahead, drink up. Okay. After watching me take a drink, Owen sent the photo off, along with a quick write-up of our morning. Then he gasped as if he just remembered something and pointed his phone at me. Apologies, but I do need one more picture. Me in a bathing suit? Huh? What are you talking about? Unfortunately, I forgot to include this with my previous report, so I sent it along to my client just now. Sent what? The picture you just took of me? Correct. Listen, Owen, a girl wearing a swimsuit isn't gonna love you taking pictures of her out of nowhere. Try to be more considerate, okay?
Yes, of course. I'm very sorry.
Look at him. He's so sweet and innocent. How is he evil? I know he works for, Mars. I know he is. And he's a bad boy. But, look, he's so cute. How do you, it's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you, sweetie. It's okay. He's gonna be like,
I'm sorry. I was just helping him and I didn't mean to.
okay, I forgive you. He could have just committed mass genocide and you'd be like, it's okay, sweetie, it's okay, accidents happen. What the fuck? He's got this... That's a little extreme, but look at him! His sad little puppy face and his eyebrows. I can't stay mad at him. Maybe everybody else can, I don't know. Owen is my favorite. He apologized with a confused look on his face. He swallowed some of the jelly drink, then quickly stood up. I don't even want to know what a jelly drink is. It sounds horrifying.
I am afraid I must excuse myself.
Huh? You're leaving already?
My client always puts his work first, and I have a full workload today myself. But thank you very much for today.
Huh? Hey, wait! I tried to stop him, but he just gave me a stiff bow and quickly left. I was left standing there in my swimsuit, half-finished jelly drink in my hand. Was it seriously his idea of a date? I stared at the jelly drink. I couldn't remember ever feeling so confused. I hadn't learned anything meaningful about Monsieur Essay. All I knew for sure was that every part of that date had been a letdown. Eventually, I made my way to the locker room, took a shower, changed into my work clothes, and headed to the office. The date ended sooner than I'd expected, but rather than just heading straight home, I decided to try and get some work done. Even though the date was so short, it was really still exhausting for some reason. Kind of starving now. I have the rest of the jelly drink, but it really doesn't sound appetizing right now. Maybe I'll stop by a cafe somewhere. I didn't normally mind jelly drinks, but after such a demanding morning, I was in the mood for something a little more tasty. As I passed the office entrance to look for a cafe, I noticed a familiar face getting out of a nearby car. Shelby. Mr. Snail, good morning.
Oh, it's you. Headed to the office, I assume.
Yeah, I just had a practice date with one of the Parasite 5, but we just swam a few laps and called it a day. Oh, speaking of which, I actually saw you at the pool. The one on the roof of that hotel on 8th Avenue?
I'm afraid you must be mistaken.
Huh? No, I'm sure it was you. And your hair is still wet right now.
It's just your imagination. Anyway, have you had lunch yet?
Huh? No, not yet.
Excellent. Let me treat you. I know how much trouble I've been causing you with the Parasite 5 and that silly article.
Are you sure?
Of course. We can go wherever you'd like.
See? The man knows how to date. He just doesn't know how to date. He's like, let's go, let's grab lunch, whatever. And then you're talking lunch and you're like, see, this would work as a date. I mean, she's thinking it's a work lunch, but that's about as datey as he's gonna get. Well, in that case, I suggested the Happy Forest Cafe, and so we headed to lunch.
And this is the same place we came to last time, correct?
Yeah, but I was so focused on the meeting, I couldn't really enjoy my food. I was hoping I could come back again sometime.
I see.
They use lots of natural ingredients here. I assume you only had that jelly drink for breakfast, so I'm sure it'll be good for you. Mr. Snail is staying in the share house, and I remember he just grabbed a jelly drink before leaving for the day.
I eat more than just jelly drinks. You do know that, right?
The only other thing I see you eat is protein bars.
I assure you I'm getting all the nutrition I need, if that's your concern.
I've seen him taking supplements too, but that's about it. Mr. Snail is so busy he has no interest in good food. Since he was paying, I thought he should treat himself to something nice. I convinced him to try the lunch special, then called the server over. As we waited, I prepared to give him an update on the Parasite 5. He just mumbled something to himself. But when I looked over, I noticed he'd already pulled out his laptop and started working on something. I apologize for taking up your lunch break when you're obviously so busy. Oh, sorry. I just had a few important emails I needed to send out. I just sent the last one, though, so I'm fine. He quickly closed his laptop, but within moments he got a notification on his phone and opened the laptop back up again. I really am sorry. This one is quite urgent. Being the president of a company really does keep him constantly busy. He has to reply even in the middle of his lunch. Thank you for waiting. I've got 2 Happy Forest lunches for you. Happy Forest lunches makes it sound like we're having Happy Meals at McDonald's right now. I'm okay with that. It's funny. Our food finally arrived, and Mr. Snail stuffed his laptop back into his bag. Oh, sorry, hold on. I got an itch in my ear. Uncomfortable. Well then, let's eat. Let's eat. Great, this looks delicious. Watching the president, he obviously had a refined approach to eating. He maintained perfect posture. Very impressive. So, you mentioned you've been doing practice dates with the Parasite 5. How's that going? Well, there's one in particular I just can't seem to reach. Is that right? He must be a particularly troublesome member of society. Yes, well, to be honest, it's Monsieur Essay. He's like, what? Are you okay? Yes, I just got something stuck in my throat. Anyway, I believe he has a representative, yes? The way he was looking at me made me think he expected that to be some sort of acceptable excuse. And be honest with him. Sugarcoat your complaints. Be honest with him. Sure, but I haven't had direct contact with the man himself a single time. By phone, by email. I always have to go through Owen. I think I've been very patient in dealing with his representative, but I can't learn anything going on a date with a stand-in. Right. I suppose I see your point. Ooh, I love hearts. Oh, she's falling for him. If he really does want to get married, he would make the effort to show up himself. But no matter how many times I ask for an explanation, he never has a good reason for why he can't come. Everything is a secret with him. We can't even meet for him to explain what's going on. How can I help if his job is a mystery? If even his job is a mystery. Even if I could just find out what he did for a living, that'd be enough to make a little headway. Oh. But on his profile sheet, didn't he write that he runs a company? But if I don't know more, that doesn't help. He might have $10 in capital and no employees and still call that a company. Right. I guess without more details, it's not a great frame of reference. I love his awkward pose. Capital, employees, yearly revenues, even just the company's reputation could all be used to attract potential partners. In other words, it all comes back to social status. But there are just too many question marks in his profile, so it's impossible to accurately match him with anyone. And all contact goes through Owen, so even if there was a match, there wouldn't be any meaningful communication. Like, Owen's fine, but like, you know. Look, I'll accept that if I'm gonna marry you, I get Owen as a side piece, which is fine. I'm okay with this, but like, you know. He even sent his representative to our matchmaking party, so I have no reason to believe he'd show up to an actual date. I just can't see anything but trouble on the road ahead. I really am sorry for causing you so many problems. I like the fact that he comes off like, aha, you must marry all of them off to get a promotion. But when you come and you're like, he's going to be like the hard ass, like a little bit of an asshole. But he's really not. He's just a robot. He doesn't have people. And then he's like awkward and adorable. Like it's kind of cute. I like it. I finally looked up at him and saw just how tired the man seemed. I started to panic, thinking I'd probably taken things too far. No, I'm sorry for complaining so much. After all, this is my job, right? I do want to help as many people I do want to help as many people find love as I can. Did you finish your lunch? Why don't we have some coffee for dessert? Their drip coffee is really something special. I got the attention of our server and ordered a coffee for each of us. But a few minutes later... By the time the coffee arrived, the president had his laptop open and was once again replying to emails. I'm surprised he didn't tell us then. Phew. After leaving the restaurant, I returned to my private office. I gave out a long sigh. All I could think about was her long list of issues with Monsieur Essay. She really went off on him, but I just can't afford to let anyone discover my little secret. Even if one more person finds out, the chances of it becoming public knowledge rise exponentially. But I had no idea she'd spotted me swimming in the pool. I mean, Owen did take you there. I had my cap and goggles and did my best to keep my head beneath the water. I didn't expect anyone to notice me. Everyone! That's the funniest thing! I didn't expect anyone to notice me. Really? Everyone at the pool noticed you. You didn't notice them noticing you? You didn't see every single woman eyeball in that place staring at you, and half the men too? Probably all of them? Because the women were like, oh, and the men were like, God damn it. Like, all the chicks are staring at him. It must have been when I got out of the pool and took my goggles off. I don't remember seeing her there, though. Yeah, see? That's rude. I noticed you. You didn't notice me noticing you? This just makes me feel sad about myself. No, thanks. I was so curious about the practice date, I couldn't stop myself from observing in secret. Talk about self-sabotage. I heard about the date according to her, but I should probably take a look at Owen's report, just in case. Owen is like, everything went awesome! Look, Owen is just as much of an idiot as the rest of these. Skip 5, so... I checked for messages before I went swimming, but I was so busy that I hadn't followed up afterward. I opened my emails and searched for messages from Owen. I pulled up the latest one and started having a coughing fit. That's me in a bikini. Yeah, Owen had attached a picture of her in a swimsuit. Why the heck did Owen send this? We've seen you topless. Now you've seen us in a bathing suit. If anyone found out I had this, it would be a disaster. A company president with a photo of an employee in a swimsuit? Absolute scandal. I slammed the delete button and closed my laptop. I sat there trying to calm myself down. Owen did it on purpose. I was thinking like, Owen is really just like, oh, this is what she looked like drinking, like, you know what I mean? At first, but then it's like, when he just like, oh my god, it'd be a scandal, it's like, that is absolutely what Owen was doing because he works for Mars. We know that was him. You know it was his shadow, so... I did ask him to include photos in his reports, but surely he knows what is and isn't appropriate, right? I decided to have a talk with him later and explain things in a little more detail. Maybe I should revise what kind of info I want him to send me, and maybe I should update my profile sheet while I'm at it. But I had to make sure not to do anything that could expose me. I sat alone, lost in thought, for some time. I like how we get the boys' perspective. Like, specifically when you're in the route, but also, like, just some random ones. Wedding disruption. Oh my god, we're getting married already? Saturday, 11 p.m., after Alan's practice date. I'm exhausted. My final date was finally over. I was completely exhausted and rolled onto my bed. I started with Gil on Tuesday, then came Owen in the pool. There was also my mythical date with Raoul. I cannot wait for that one, to be honest with you. A fashion-filled date with Ryuki, and finally, the last date with Alan. All of them had their highs, but there are lots of adjustments that need to be made. Gil is over-attentive. Monsieur Essay can't stop proxying everything. Raoul would be fine if it weren't for his obsession with myth, which is actually okay. For some people might be okay with his obsession. Like, that's okay, you're obsessed about this, I'm obsessed about this, it's alright. Ryuki was lovely, but he thinks he's a 10 and everyone else is a 5. And Alan won't stop flirting. There's also the fact that he prefers women who are already taken. That there's much to be desired. I'm not confident that the overall situation has improved even one bit this past week. Tomorrow, the second episode of Parasite House will air. Over the next month, you'll get to watch these boys try and find their perfect match. Let's see how much they've grown next week. according to Bomber Chorizo, anyway. I did send them some advice. Naturally, Gil was all fingers and thumbs. And true to himself, Raoul worked in myths somehow. Ryuki just sent me a beauty hall list. I just sent my notes to Alan, so he had... Thankfully, S instead of his proxy. I'd say that's worth something. I completely... But his response is unbelievably short. While I looked at Monsieur S.A.'s message, I got a response from Alan. I was kind of short in my message. Hopefully he takes a hint and reflects on his actions. I reminded him not to try and bed girls for fun, to keep his hands to himself, and asked him if he really wants to get married. I really hope he would look inside himself for a response as I opened up the email. It's just a dick pic.
I hope you had as much fun as I. If you start feeling lonely and keep, or you just want to spend some time alone with me, come find me. I'll take good care of you.
See, he read nothing. He doesn't get it at all. I felt objectively disappointed by Alan's response. Whatever, I'm going to sleep. I didn't have the energy to respond. Instead, I turned over my smartphone and took out the pillow I was gifted. This pillow was like a cloud. If only Chi was here with me. My shoulders go stiff in response to today. I glance around, but Chi is still missing in action. Did Chi really go back to Celestia? He was always by my side ever since I descended to the human realm. Naturally, I miss him. Plus, I want that electric shock. Maybe I should ask Aunt Minerva about him. Drowsiness overwhelmed me. It was impossible to think straight. Oh my god, is Owen Chi? That'd be fucking hilarious. I sink into the cloud-like pillow and fall asleep. The end. Why? Does Raoul have a private jet? Because I was just like, what is the Olympia Airways? But then I was like, maybe it's Raoul's private jet. I have a private jet. It's got freaking, like, whatever, some Greek god on it. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm going to wrap this part up here, though. Okay. I'm tired. And we don't have too much time. And we've gone over a couple times, so it's okay if we're a little under. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.